now. And Coach, you can't sugarcoat this. Defense has been an issue for Ohio State in this series.
Yeah, and Coach talked about it in our call. She knows it's sort of their Achilles heel, and she also knows they've got to pick the ball up better if they're going to have success today. At
the same time, there have been some spectacular plays made by Ohio State defensively in this series. A great stab grab off first base by Kiki Estrada on a line drive. Skylar Limon, if you talk to Kieran Kumar, Ohio State's head coach, she thinks Limon is the best center fielder in the Big Ten. She had a putout at second base in game one as well.
Yeah, I agree 100% there. They can play. That's the toughest thing about coaching is she's putting them out there because she knows they can play. It's just getting the consistency that she needs out of them on a day-to-day basis that really is the difference maker.
The defense is working behind Lauren Boutte today, the starting pitcher for Ohio State. We've seen her a lot already this weekend. Take us through her arsenal.
Well, Lauren can really be effective. She spins the ball really well. And so her rise ball can be effective, and her changeup, getting her changeup over is big, but she's really a seasoned vet. She just had some injuries early, which hampered her, but she's coming back now and getting some good quality innings, and their experience, they're going to rely on her experience.
She came in relief of Jenna Molk in game one on Friday, got the start through 5 innings yesterday. She sits mid-60s, and what else can you tell us about what she throws?
Well, I think the key there is the spin on a rise ball. It doesn't jump a ton, but it's spinny, and so she can induce a lot of pop-ups. And then she's got a good drop, and then she can, if she can get her changeup over, it can be very effective because she can change speeds.
She'll have her hands full with Allison Oneacre today. Oneacre had a huge effort yesterday for Penn State. Nittany Lions at one point trailed 7-3 and then had a 10-run sixth inning to abruptly shorten the game. The game ended after 6 innings by way of a run rule, 15-7 the final score. And the leadoff hitter for Penn State, Brianna Hannock. The left fielder digs in, and we are ready for the game's first pitch. And it's in there for a called strike. We are underway.
Well, that's just what you want to see there is you got to get in ahead of the count. That's the key. So her throwing that first pitch strike right there is just what you want to see.
Boutte had a fabulous freshman season for Ohio State. And that time she gets a swing and a miss from Hannock. She's ahead in the count, 0-2 now.
Yeah, you can see the spin on that one. It was well out of the zone, and Penn State's going to have to not expand the strike zone that much. If they're going to have a good day.
Boutte threw over 100 pitches yesterday in her 5+ innings of work. And she strikes out Hannock to begin the game.
Yeah, that was a great pitch location. It was close enough to be what we call a competitive pitch, and it spun up out of the zone.
Hannock, a good hitter in the leadoff spot, goes down on 3 pitches, and Lauren Boutte looks sharp early. That brings up Allison Oneacre, and she takes a strike on the inside half.
Yeah, Boutte is all business right now. She's starting off just pounding that strike zone, which is what you want to see.
Oneacre made Penn State history yesterday. She fights that one off. She became the program's all-time RBI leader. She's got 55 ribbies on the season, and the record stood for just one season. She beat her teammate's single-season mark, Brooke Clausewitz, who bats next.
Yeah, she's having an unbelievable year. Just what they thought they were going to get when they recruited her. Steady dose of rise balls here, and Penn State's trying to catch up to them, but they're just close enough where they make you think about it, and it's definitely working to Boutte's advantage right now.
Boutte hasn't missed the zone yet with 5 pitches. And this is lifted toward the gap in center, and it's over Limon's head, and it one-hops the wall. Oneacre picks up right where she left off yesterday. More extra base pop from the Penn State third baseman.
Yeah, that one just caught too much of the middle of the plate there for Boutte. She'd like to have that one back, but it missed right down the heart of the plate, and To a hitter like One Acre, you're just not going to get away with that.
It's a windy day. You can see the ball kind of curve back towards center field on the fly. Brooke Clausewitz is the batter now. First pitch swinging, fouled out of play.
Yeah, good aggressive swing there, because that was right down the middle as well.
So Clausewitz, the former single-season RBI record holder for Penn State. She had 53 runs driven in last year. She's on pace to beat her previous mark this year with 48 driven in.
Yeah, and what's as impressive as well is she's got 22 walks. So she's disciplined at the plate. And right now she's got herself behind in the count. So she's got some work to do.
But to your point, she's only struck out 10 times this season. Great walk to strikeout ratio. Pitch is popped up behind home plate and out of play. We remain at 0-2.
Yep, another rise ball there, and just you can induce a lot of pop-ups with that pitch when you hit the spot like that. You can also give up a lot of home runs. So we used to say, live by the rise ball, die by the rise ball.
Boutte has given up 18 home runs this season. Here's another 0-2. Clausewitz fights it off, out of play again.
Another great pitch location there. Close enough where she has to think about it. Very competitive pitch there.
Boutte started last Sunday for Ohio State in their lone win of their series against Michigan up in Ann Arbor. It was one of her better outings of the season. That one's low and away.
That's the first drop ball she's thrown. It's a good pitch for her. Good to mix your pitches. You can't just, hone in on one spot or one pitch. You've got to mix to keep the hitter off balance.
Penn State's been on her stuff up in the zone, haven't squared anything up, at least in the Clausewitz at bat. This is on the ground to short. Played by Wilhelm over to first for the out. One Acre advances to third. There's two gone in the top of the first.
Well, and I know that Coach Kumar just big sigh of relief there, just fielding it cleanly. Just playing good defense, and that's a big important play right there. Take the outs that you're given.
That was the problem in the sixth inning for Ohio State yesterday. They couldn't get outs as Penn State batted around. This is Gabby Gradishar, just a little bit low.
Yeah, that one was her first off-speed pitch of the day. It was a good pitch location. It was low in the zone. Could have even been called a strike, but it's good to mix her pitches.
It's a good stop behind home plate by Reese Cullen, the catcher.
Unbelievable stop there. I mean, people don't realize how hard of a play that is, but with a runner at third base, that's a run. You block that ball, and she doesn't move up, and that could have easily gotten by her. Great play.
2-0 is cut on and missed.
Just a great pitch location on that changeup.
Just got a piece on the foul tip. Still a hitter's count for Gradishar. And this is a chopper up third and foul.
Yep, good drop ball here. Hoping to get a ground ball, but with two outs, you just need a ball in the park.
Gradishar hitting .300 on the season with runners in scoring position. She's driven in 26.
She's another player with a lot to play for here. Her dad was, my understanding, was quite a football player at Ohio
Uncle.
State. Oh, uncle.
Yes.
Or uncle. I knew there was a family connection there. Well, and they probably think as long as she didn't go to Michigan, it's okay.
Well, Gabby Gradishar's head coach, Clarissa Crowell, talked about the rivalry between Ohio State and Penn State. Of course, a border battle. There are players from each state on either school's roster. Just a little bit high, and the count is full.
Boy, that one didn't miss by much. You can hear the crowd taking exception with that call because if the letters are a strike, that could have been called a strike.
Whitney Folden, the home plate umpire today, and that's a called strike 3. Boutte works around a double. Runner stranded on third for Penn State. The Buckeyes are coming up next. Series win on the line between Penn State and Ohio State. We go to the bottom of the first, and the Buckeyes bat for the first time here today. This is a lineup with a lot of pop. Third in the nation in home runs per game, fourth in slugging percentage. And Sammy Buick has been red hot in this series. 4 hits yesterday, a 2 RBI walk-off on Friday night, Coach.
Yeah, when you're looking at a lineup with 5 kids hitting over 300, I mean, this lineup is unbelievable. You really can't pitch around anybody. And she's just really having an impressive season.
So Abigail Britton will have her hands full in the circle against this high-octane Ohio State offense. Good numbers for Britton, a 4-4 record, a 3.38 ERA, a good strikeout to walk ratio. And she gets Hadley Parisian, the right fielder, leading off for Ohio State.
Yeah, Britton's got a lot of experience. She's got plenty of innings. I think she's got a good rise ball and change up, and she's going to give them a good start.
Offensively, it's been a little bit of a quiet series for Parisian, at least relative to her standards. Did score 2 runs yesterday for Ohio State in the loss, and had her only base hit of the weekend. Fights that one off. It's 2-1.
Yeah, right away she got behind 2-0, and that's not where she's going to want to be on with a lineup loaded with this kind of offensive power. You've got to get ahead and stay ahead so that you can mix your pitches and hopefully prevent them from squaring too many balls up.
And just given Parisian's numbers, batting .378, slugging .959. With only 1 hit in this series, she's due.
Yeah, she's a scary hitter for sure, and she's got a hitter's count right now at 3-1.
She patiently takes ball 4, and Ohio State puts the leadoff runner aboard.
Yeah, that is absolutely not what you want to do if you're Penn State. You really want to keep the leadoff batter off base, and getting that first out is huge, and walking the leadoff batter is just not what the doctor ordered.
A look at the Penn State defense. Seidel catching, Gratishar, Barbenente, Walters, 1 acre around the diamond. Hannock and Lido out there in left field and center field. Frankie Flesher is the right fielder. And Abby Wilhelm takes ball 1 from Abigail Britton.
Yeah, the other thing that makes her so impressive is not just her 20 home runs, but her 29 walks.
A good plate discipline for a lot of these Ohio State hitters, and Britton has fallen behind again.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me here if we don't have a timeout or a visit here, just because she's so close, but she's got to make an adjustment. Sometimes you only need to adjust half a ball width. I mean, all her pitches have been close, but she's getting behind in the count. She used her changeup there to get back in the count. And thankfully here she got even, so she can sort of reset now at 2-2 and see if she can't get back in this. But you just don't want to be behind when you're facing 4 350-plus hitters.
Wilhelm's got a home run in the series, 20 on the season. Chilly afternoon at Buckeye Field. And Wilhelm puts a drive into this ball out to left field, but it stays in the yard for Brianna Hannock, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, that was super, super well hit. And but she just didn't quite get enough of it, and gave the left fielder enough time to get up underneath it.
Good to get that first out for Abigail Britton, who was in the circle late Friday night in Game 1 when Ohio State came from down 3-2 to win 4-3 in the 7th inning. Taylor Cruz takes at the letters, ball 1.
It's interesting. There was a time when you get a runner at 1 and no outs, and it was a guaranteed bunt. And when you're the Ohio State offense. I don't think Coach Comer bunts very often.
Cruz flies this ball out to the center fielder, Lido, and there are 2 outs.
Yeah, there again, she just missed it, which is great for Penn State because that's her job. Her job is not necessarily strike people out, but it's get the hitter to just hit it just a little bit and keep the ball in the park and give your defense a chance, and that's what she's doing so far.
And here's the hottest hitter on the card for Ohio State, Sammy Buick.
Yeah, I know already what the pitching coach is going to be talking about when she comes in the dugout, and that's let's get some first pitch strikes.
There's a second pitch strike to even the count.
That's a really great quality pitch there. It looked like it even had a little curveball spin on it. Caught the outside corner.
Buick, the 4 hits yesterday, brings her average just under 400.
Still a hitter's count now at 2-1.
In the air to right. Flesher back, it's off the wall. Parisian around third. And Ohio State grabs an early 1-0 lead.
You know what people might not realize is what a great piece of hitting that was, because that was a changeup. And to be able to recognize it, sit it, and hit it with power to the opposite side of the field is really a great thing. So good piece of hitting there by their best hitter. So that's what you'd expect, but she just missed and doubled off the wall.
I mean, doubled off the top part of the wall. It really did not miss by much. Kiki Estrada slashes this one to the netting foul. Comes back to the circle, in fact, and the count is 0-1.
Yeah, and I hate to talk about it, but that leadoff walk cost him a run. And, you know, you can give up a double or, you know, big hit here and there, but you don't want to make it more than 1 run, and you do that by walking people. So she's going to wish she had that walk back, because we would just have a runner at second here.
Got to have a short memory, though, if you're a pitcher.
100% short memory. You know, it's the toughest position to play. I mean, there's only a circle around 1 player in the field, and that's the pitcher. And there's only 2 players that have records, the coach and the pitcher. So it's not easy, and I give these players a lot of credit for doing what they do.
Pulled up the right field line. It's a fair ball for Estrada. Buick scores from second, and Estrada takes second. 2-0 Ohio State.
That's a great piece of hitting there by a very experienced transfer from South Carolina hitter, and the ball was just too white, which we mean is too much of the ball was over the white part of the plate, and Kiki just made her pay for it. Hit that right down the line.
Back-to-back doubles for the Bucks. Back-to-back RBI doubles at that.
And we've got a mound visit now by coach, and it's a good timely visit, just to go out and settle her pitcher down and, you know, remind her, you know, what she's doing well, and let's just get out of this inning. Got 2 outs. Let's just go get this next batter. The way you eliminate big innings is just by not having any what we call back-to-backs. Anything bad happens, a walk, a hit batter, a hit, just get the next kid out, and then you can limit the damage here, and that's what Penn State's going to try to do.
Clarissa Crowell, in her 6th season as Penn State's head coach, oversaw a record-setting offense for the Nittany Lions last season. There's a big swing and a miss from the catcher, Reese Cullen.
There's another curveball there. That was a good pitch. And now she's ahead in the count for the first time at 0-2, and this is really where she wants to be. And I think that's part of what Coach her message was to her young pitcher is just, hey, let's go get the batter.
Jammed her. We'll do the 0-2 again. Estrada on second base. This is Cullen's first start of the series. Emma Tolley started the first 2 games of the series at the catcher position for Ohio State. Swing and a miss. Struck her out, and the inning is over. 2 runs on 2 doubles for Ohio State. They take a 2-0 lead into the second. Lauren Boutte in the circle for Ohio State as we start the second inning. Frankie Flesher, who is somewhat of a rarity in this Penn State offense, meaning she's a lefty. There aren't many of those in Clarissa Crowell's lineup. But Flesher,
and she's a slapper.
And she's a slapper. A .269 batting average on the season. And she slaps that one foul.
You know, it's really a good pitch call. Some people would question a changeup to a slapper, but I think they can be very effective because the slapper ends up running right by the pitch. And so they get so far out front, they don't have anything left. So I think it's a great pitch call by the Ohio State pitching coach to throw a changeup to a slapper.
You know, slappers rely on timing too, right?
100%.
You know, so a changeup is going to do that, alter your timing.
Yeah, and it's especially difficult now with the rule change a few years back where you can't have any part of your foot out of the box or you're out. So if you throw your timing off, it can cause her to step out of the box.
2-2.
Yeah, she swung at that one, and there again, it's interesting because some people would say, go to your slap with you have 2 strikes, and Frankie goes to her swing with 2 strikes often. And that's interesting, but I think Boutte's trying to get her with drop balls to get her to hit something on the ground.
Three and two.
Another great block. And that's, you know, when you have a catcher that blocks the ball well, it just gives the pitcher that much more confidence to throw a drop ball, to throw a changeup when it's in the dirt like that. If their balls are going to the backstop, then you don't want to throw them, and then you miss them in the zone.
Both of Ohio State's catchers are tall. Reese Cullen and Emma Tolley, who we saw on Friday, Saturday, listed at 6 feet.
Yeah, and you can't help but think, with a name like Tolley.
Of course.
I mean, I'm sorry, but she's 6 feet tall. She's probably heard a lot of kidding about that one.
She's heard that one before.
She's heard that one before.
Here's a payoff. Flesher battling.
It's interesting to me that Frankie's committed to her swing there with 2 strikes, because I would submit to you that she could bang it in the ground and try to beat something out. But it's what they're comfortable with. You know, they do what they're comfortable with doing, and she's comfortable with it, and so she's got the green light to do it. She's just got to try to find a way on base.
She has 1 extra base hit on the season. And a still relatively small sample size. This is just her 27th at-bat.
And this is a success. This at-bat is a success whether she gets on base or not, simply because she's seen 8 pitches. And you're putting pitches on the arm of the starting pitcher, and that's what you want to do.
The 9th is fouled off.
Yeah, this is what we call a quality at-bat. And everybody's learning behind her in the dugout. They're learning from this at-bat. She's putting extra pitches on the pitcher's arm. This is all good outcomes now for Frankie.
This is in play to short. Abby Wilhelm throws out Flesher, and there's one away.
Another great defensive play by shortstop there. That's really great. Get them, just get them feeling good about their offense or their defense again, because yesterday was, a little different.
And Friday as well. Look, Ohio State knows they can put runs on the board. They just need their defense and their pitching to keep them in games, and they can let their offense take care of the rest.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that's pretty much Kumar's philosophy, is that she really feels like her defense is just give our offense a chance. I mean, she's such an offensive-minded coach and does such an amazing job with it that she just, wants a chance.
Michaela Barbanente flies out to the right fielder. Natalie Parisian down the line. And there are 2 outs.
You could see the wind at play there a little bit. It just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and almost became a problem.
After that 10-pitch at bat to Flesher, great for Boutte to get that second out on just 2 pitches.
Yeah, that was good both ways.
Madison Seidel is the batter, the Penn State catcher. High ball 1.
Yeah, Lauren's doing a nice job. Mixing spots, mixing pitches. Nobody's really squared a ball up too well other than 1 acre, of course. But I think Madison would like to get that pitch back. That was good. Pretty much all white. On the inside half, but still good strike to swing at.
Open stance. Here's the 1-1. High.
And now the offense, the momentum shifts to the offense here in the batter with the 2-1 count. Winning those 1-1 counts are super, super important.
Swing pitch.
Statistically, if you win that 1-1 count, that's a huge deal.
Now a 3-1 count.
Oh my. That was close. A little low, I think. Yeah, Lauren liked to think she'd get that pitch. If we were in the major leagues,
I was at the knees.
you'd be tapping a helmet there.
Yeah. That's a strike.
Yeah, that's a drop, a high drop. It's off speed. And that's a difficult pitch because it was high in the zone, but it clearly dropped.
Cue shot foul.
Yeah, that's what we call a staying alive swing. Just didn't really like it, but knew it was too close. It was a great competitive pitch on Lauren's part, and she had to do something with it there.
Penn State 8-9 in the Big Ten. Ohio State 8-7. It's another foul tapper.
It's another little excuse me swing. She's clearly hunting something that she wants because she didn't really want it and it was a strike. So, but she knew she had to foul something off or she was going to be out. Another good at bat though, staying alive. She's hunting a pitch that she wants. And she's putting pitches on the arm. Another great quality at bat here.
Strike 3 called. Penn State works up Boutte's pitch count, but she retires the side in order.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she was hunting, but that was a strike right down the middle. So she's going to have to reevaluate because it doesn't get you better than that.
Here's the series recap. 2 games, 2 different outcomes. On Friday night, it was a walk-off 2 RBI knock for Sammy Buick to give Ohio State a 4-3 win in the bottom of the 7th. Skylar Limon scores the game-winning run. And then on Saturday, it looked like Ohio State might take the series. Penn State down 7-3, and then they erupted for 10 runs in the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's really what's great about our sport is there's 2 completely different styles of games, and you can win in a close game and you can win in a slugfest.
When you had series like this as a coach, as Lottie Landmesser stands in, squares the bunt, that pitch misses. When you had 2 different kinds of games to start the series, how did you feel going into the rubber match?
What I like to do is remind the players that you can win in different ways, that everything isn't always going to go your way, and that you can have the confidence to know that, hey, you can give up a few runs and we can still win, and that we have good enough players that we can win a pitcher's duel. You want to keep filling the players in the team's toolbox with ways to win.
Alongside Former Michigan State head coach Jackie Joseph. I'm Chris Vosters, delighted to be with you on this Sunday afternoon. Start of a doubleheader of Big Ten softball on the network.
Yeah, heard the first pitch here to Lottie. She showed bunt for a hit, and I noticed that she's done that several times, but has yet to put a bunt down. So I'm wondering if she's just doing it to try to bring in the corners. And then she attempted one there, which is good. But a lot of times you come up to bat and you see that the corners are playing behind the bases. And so if you can run a little bit, why not try to drop one down? And if nothing else, if they move in a step or two, now you've just opened the field up for yourself. You got a player on us now, so now the corners for Penn State have to come in.
Landmesser, deep left, gone! Didn't matter where the infield was set up. She hit it over everyone's head. And it's a 3-0 lead for Ohio State.
Yeah, I love it when we start talking about kids bunting and then they just hit a ball 250 feet. She's like, I don't think I'm gonna bunt. I think I'm gonna hit one off that building in left field. What a great recovery for her. Yeah, I mean, right there, the ball was right down the middle of the plate, and she made her pay. And you just really like to see that for a kid like Landmesser, she struggled yesterday, you know? And so, talk about short memory. She comes back today, puts it behind her, and just crushes a ball into left field.
Her 5th home run of the season. Not the power threat that exists elsewhere in this Ohio State lineup. But the Buckeyes will take it all the same as Izzy Neal, the designated player, takes ball 1.
Yeah, the fun thing about Izzy is she's a state champion in track and switched over to softball. So they've got to respect her speed because this kid is quick. She's also a slapper, which makes sense. Put the ball on the ground, put all kinds of pressure on the defense to have to make a play. Don't have a lot of time here with Izzy.
She swings past the second baseman, Barbonente, and it's a base hit for Neal.
Okay, I heard in the background somebody yelled out, they picked the pitch. So that was a changeup thrown by the pitcher, and they've picked it. Somebody in the Ohio State dugout has picked this pitch. And it allows the hitter to stay back, which she did, and she was able to hit it. So see that changeup there? So they're probably getting that off her grip. But you've got kids in the dugout who are remarkably good at this. And in particularly, Coach mentioned that Kiki Estrada was very good at picking pitches.
A circle visit and a pitching change for Penn State. We'll introduce the new arm when we come back. The new pitcher for Penn State is left-hander Brevin Kelliporis. 4-2 record, 4.58 ERA on the season. Ohio State has seen her in a relatively limited sample size earlier this weekend. She's the lone southpaw in the staff for Penn State.
Yeah, and it's a good time to make a change here. There's probably lots of factors that went into it, but one of them was the matchup here. The lefty-on-lefty matchup is difficult for the hitter, and we've got the bottom of the lineup here, and Abby would have gotten through the lineup the second time. So there's lots of good reasons here that Coach made a pitching change here. And one of them is, let's start with this lefty-lefty matchup and see if we can get the first out of the inning. The other being that the changeup was picked.
Runner advances to second, Izzy Neal.
You know, this is a great call by Coach Kumar to steal there. She doesn't steal a lot. Ohio State doesn't run a lot. But when you have a lefty pitcher throwing curveballs away to a lefty batter, it also makes it very difficult for the catcher to get around the ball and be able to throw to second base there. Like if the runner actually could see what pitch and knew it, you could actually give her a green light to run on curveballs from a lefty. Because if you'll notice, the right-handed catcher has to come all the way back across her body to make that throw, which makes it an easier stolen base.
Neal's 13th swipe of the season. Here's the 2-2 to Limon. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike, played down to first for the out, throw to third, and an aggressive play by Neal. She's in there safely. So even on a strikeout, the runner advances, and there's one away.
Yeah, I think you saw again there how difficult it is for the catcher with that curveball coming down and away. Well, I think what happened there was it was dropped. And so the catcher knew she had to get an out, and she had to throw to first to get the out, which gave the runner a really heads-up base running play there, an opportunity to move to third. Very heads-up base running.
Top of the lineup, it's Hadley Parisian. Walked and scored back in the first inning. Big cut there.
That's a great pitch, hard on the inside half. This is a tough spot because you've got the leadoff batter with the runner on third, and so this is a tough spot for the pitcher.
Parisian into the gap in right center field. Easy jog down the line for Neal from third. Parisian going to third. It's a triple. And an RBI for Hadley Parisian. It's 4-0.
Super aggressive base running. Love to see that base running. And you can now, right? You're ahead. You had a 4-0 lead. And why not go for it? And I think Penn State may have thrown it into the wrong base, and they had to cross it over, which gave her more time. Let's see where the outfielders are lined up here. I'm not sure they're originally thinking a triple. Yep, the cut's more to the right field side. The cut should be more to the left field side of the bag there if we're lining up to throw to third base.
First triple of the season for Parisian. Abby Wilhelm takes down and away.
Yeah, normally because she just hits it over the fence.
Right, exactly.
So she doesn't keep many in the park. But this is getting to be a scary point in the game here for Penn State. They don't want this score to get too far ahead of them. Love to see that from the pitcher, just comes right back and throws a strike. Just lets it go. What's behind me is behind me. Next, on to the next.
2-1.
She's got great movement on that curve. That's kind of a drop as well. If I was doing my Michelle Smith impersonation, I would call that a crop.
A crop.
She loves that call. Her curve drop.
Strike two, beg your pardon, 2-2 the count on the check swing that was called a strike. Here's the scouting report for Brevin Kelliporis. Her drop ball is her go-to pitch.
Yep.
Goes high there, and this time she strikes out Wilhelm.
Well, she set her up. That's, it makes that rise that much more effective because she has set her up. And so if your rise is not necessarily your bread and butter, your drop is your bread and butter, but she's still got to mix. She's still got to mix pitches, and she's still got to change the eye of the batter. And you can't just go to one zone all the time. You've got to change the eye of the batter. Great pitch call there.
Taylor Cruz, another Buckeye lurking around the 20 home run mark. Buckeyes had 4 20 home run hitters last season. They dealt with a lot of injuries at the start of the season, but they still have a chance to have at least 3 hit the 20 home run mark this season.
Yeah, it's really incredible. What they've been able to do offensively is really just a testament to coach's philosophy on hitting and how they drill it every day and the confidence they instill in their players to swing hard. Because what a lot of kids can't stand is the strikeout.
Cruz, big fly, out of here. 2-run shot for Taylor Cruz. And the Buckeyes are cruising.
Yeah, that ball just got too much of the white part of the plate. And Ohio State is just really seeing the ball right now. I mean, this is really an impressive display of hitting. just all white, and she just made her pay. And that's tough because you had 2 outs and you had a chance to get out of the inning here, and now just 2 more go on the board.
Boy, Cruz and Buick in the 3-4 spot for Ohio State have been a problem. Buick takes high, ball 1. Cruz has got a home run in all 3 games this weekend.
Yeah, she's been on fire. She's really in the zone, as we say. But I got to give Penn State pitchers credit too. I mean, they just go right back out there and just do what they need to do. And that's impressive. They've truly got a staff. A lot of people talk about it, but Penn State really truly has a staff and uses a staff, and coaches got all these kids bought into a staff.
2-1 on Buick. There's not an ace in this lineup, and that is not something that caught head coach Clarissa Crowell and the staff by surprise. They knew in the fall going into this season, hey, we're going to have 5 pitchers that really can handle just about any situation for us.
Yeah, and I think that getting them to buy into it, though, is another thing. Talking about it's one thing, but pitchers, they like the ball. So it's hard to get them to buy in, and she's gotten to buy in.
Buick grounds out to the pitcher to end the inning. A couple of big flies for Ohio State today. They lead 6-0. First, a big fly, and then Landmesser and Cruz go deep for Ohio State. All Ohio State through the first 2 innings. 2 home runs in the second inning for the Buckeyes, and Clarissa Crowell's Penn State Nittany Lions down 6 as we begin the top of the 3rd inning. 8-9-1 due up for Penn State. This is Natalie Lido, the center fielder. She takes ball 1 from Lauren Boutte.
Yeah, this will be an important inning for Boutte. It's 8-9-1, and she's facing the limited number of people, which is what you want. So if she can get the bottom of the order out here, that'd be great.
This is pulled up 3rd and foul.
It's interesting. Normally, if I said that we were down 6-0, somebody might be a little sad. These Penn State kids are like, no problem. We're still in it. A lot of ball game left.
They have been scrappy this season. Most recently yesterday, down 7-3. Came back and won 15-7.
I mean, these scores are something, aren't they, Chris? I mean,
sure
it has been something to see the offensive production. At some point, I think we're going to have to address the offense is overtaking the pitching and defense in our sport.
What do you think about that trend?
Well, I think that my first choice would be have the umpires call more strikes. That would be my first choice. The strike zone is definitely smaller than it used to be. That would help, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So, but there's lots of things you can do. But the key to any sport is the balance between offense and defense. That's what makes any sport great. And there was a time when our sport was boring because we had no home runs. And now the pendulum is swung clearly way to the other side, and we might have to address the offense.
That's ball 4. Lido works a leadoff walk. That's the trend across all sports, right? Especially in baseball, too. Emphasis has been on offense.
Yeah, yep. And you can understand why, right? It's exciting, but you don't want to go so far that that the scores get out of hand, because what it does is it affects the time of the games. You don't want your games going 3 hours, so you want to get them in. So, but to this point here, Boutte did not want to walk the 8-hitter. That is there are certain pitching commandments in the game, and or rules, if you will. And thou shalt not walk the 8-hitter is a big one. But anyway, here and there, the great timeout by the catcher here to go out and settle her pitcher down, because she's done a great job to this point, and she doesn't want to have this turn into anything. Good timeout here by the pitching coach.
The Big Show delivers highlights, post-game interviews, and complete analysis. It's tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. You get to wrap up a huge weekend of softball. Oregon, Washington to follow on Big Ten Network after we wrap up here in Columbus.
Yeah, that's going to be really great matchup.
Boutte to the shortstop, Kaylee Walters, who's been in the field all 3 games of this series for Penn State, but this is her first plate appearance.
Yeah, Walters is a slapper as well, and Boutte can just go get her. Just go pitch to the slapper. Don't have to do anything fancy. She's trying to work the count and get on base, and that's what you want to do, is just go get the slapper.
You saw the rankings for Ohio State pitching among the bottom of the Big Ten in terms of whip, ERA. They've allowed too many free passes. Case in point, the leadoff walk up 6-0 in the 3rd inning. Just throw the ball over the plate.
Yeah, I just like to think that we can be a little bit mentally tougher there, you know, just to be a little bit more aware and understand, and these are all things you gain and you learn as you go. The best thing for a defense, though, is pitchers who pound the zone, because it keeps them on their toes and fresh. And you don't want to be throwing a lot of pitches, right? You just want to go get them, but you can't pipe it either. So it's not like it's easy, but you certainly don't want to be behind in the count and walk people you don't need to walk.
Slapped foul down the left field line. We'll do the 3-2 again.
Yeah, in my world, I would like 3, no more than 4 total pitches to any slapper in the game. Just go get this. Go get this hitter. Have her hit it into us. Let's get it out.
Keep it moving. This is slapped past the third baseman Landmesser and into left field. A base hit for Walters, and Lito up to second.
Yeah, that's what can happen when you're just, 3-2 to a good contact hitter. That pitch just had too much of the plate. And she just did what she did. She wasn't trying to do anything with it, just punch it right in that 5-6 hole. That's what you're trying to do as a slapper. Couldn't have done that any better.
Clarissa Crowell coaching first base for Penn State. Top of the card now, Brianna Hannock. High ball 1.
In a normal situation, maybe you do something to move the runners here, but this is her best hitter, and they're down 6 runs. So Hannock has got to keep this inning going. Try to pass the bat to her teammates and see if they can't put up a few runs.
This is a big opportunity for Penn State to get back in this game, down 6-0. 2 on, nobody out, and a 2-0 count to their leadoff hitter, Brianna Hannock.
Yeah, and she's not feeling good about her first at-bat, so this is an opportunity for her to make up for it.
Struck out to start the game, and now the count 3-0. Hannock has an OPS over 1,000. Just 1 base knock this weekend, a double and a run scored yesterday in that monster 6th inning.
Yeah, Hannock may have saw something from Coach Bagetta, who coaches, or their hitting coach coaches third base for Penn State, and she may have saw something. She called timeout just to be clear. Hey, you didn't give me a bunt there, did you? Or did you? Or so it's good for them to be able to take a timeout there and go down and get it clear with their coach. Makes a lot of sense for the hitting coach to coach third base.
There's the bunt, and a strike is called.
Okay, so maybe she did give her a bunt.
I think you're spot on.
But Hannock was like, I don't want a bunt, because it was definitely a buntable pitch. She kind of took it back like that was almost going to be a double steal. She almost showed bunt to freeze the defense. You'll do that frequently when you're going to do that right before a double steal. But you're down 6 runs. You're not going to double steal down 6 runs.
Boutte has clawed her way back into this at-bat. It's 3-2 now. Allison Oneacre on deck. Penn State single-season RBI leader, so this is the moment for Penn State to make a move. That's ball 4. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Well, Boutet's got to be wondering where she missed there, because that was super close. Super close. Yeah, it looks like it may have been inside a little bit. But boy, that's a great quality pitch. That's a great quality pitch.
I guess you have to say great take then.
I don't know.
Here's one acre, she takes a strike.
That's frustrating because it's a very similar position, but it's here and there, on to the next. The most important skill for any softball player to have is a one-pitch mentality. Offense, defense, pitcher, whatever. One pitch at a time.
Base is juiced, grounder to third, force at every play. Lido thrown out at home. Lottie Landmesser throws to the catcher, Reese Cullen, and a huge first out for the Ohio State defense.
Yeah, that's not what One Acre wanted to do there. She really tried to pull an outside pitch and she rolled over it. And when you try to pull an outside pitch, that's what happens. You roll over it, either the shortstop or the third baseman.
This is Brooke Clausewitz.
Good job for Lauren there to come back and make a great pitch and get a huge out. Because now you get double play is in play, right? Now you can get a ground ball and you can get out of the inning.
Clausewitz in the 3-hole. Strike called.
Man, I think she hit a ball to the shortstop last time up. So, boy, Ohio State can roll up another ball to the shortstop like last time. They can turn a double and get out of the inning. And if you're Penn State, you'd like a double off the wall here.
You sure would. Make it a 3-run game. That's a ball.
Great block. Can't say enough about how hard the catcher's working behind the plate. Look at that, great block.
Again, Cullen's first start of the series. Grounded to third. Landmesser taps third, throws to first. It's an inning-ending double play.
That's what the doctor ordered right there if you're a Buckeye.
A 5-3 double play. Penn State has the bases loaded with nobody out, and they get nothing out of it. Ohio State's defense comes up huge. The score remains 6-0 after two huge ground balls fielded cleanly by Ohio State's defense. Get the Buckeyes out of a bases loaded, nobody out situation to keep this game firmly in favor of Ohio State. Kiki Estrada leads off the home half of the third. Brevin Kelliporis starts her first clean inning. And Estrada, fly ball to the scoreboard. Gone! She hits her picture. And the Buckeye bats unloading this Sunday afternoon.
Incredible display of just all things hitting coming out of the Buckeye dugout right now. And you know what? I could spend 5 minutes talking about how impressed I was with their defense, but that pitch just got too much of the plate, and Estrada just hits her picture, like you said, on the scoreboard.
Like it was target practice.
Yeah, that's impressive right there. But the Buckeyes here are firing on all cylinders, which is what Coach Kumar wanted to see, is a better defensive effort. And it's just been nothing but all Buckeyes here as we enter the fourth.
Seven 0 Ohio State. One more look at the swing by Kiki Estrada, who hit the last home run for the Buckeyes to go up 7-0.
Yeah, she's a big, strong girl, swings left, and that ball was just all over the white part of the plate. And, you know, hitters with that kind of experience aren't gonna miss many.
13th bomb for the South Carolina transfer, Kiki Estrada, and a pitching change for Penn State. McKenna Young enters the game. In terms of just raw stats, Young maybe looks like Penn State's leading pitcher, an 11-4 record, a 3.23 ERA. She pitched very well in the Friday night start. Penn State led the entire game, literally until the final swing. So Young will try and dial that performance back here on this Sunday. And Young did pitch briefly at the end of Saturday's game as well. So Young seeing action every day this weekend.
Yeah, they truly do throw everybody. They use everybody, and they're not bothered by it in the least. And she's just trying to, her job is to go in and stop the bleeding right now. There's nobody on. There's no outs. We just start over. Let's clean the slate and just start over.
Reese Cullen is the batter as we take a look at Young's scouting report. She sits mid to upper 60s, rise, screw, change, and you like how she mixes her pitches.
I do. I think she's been able to keep the hitters off balance.
Cullen!
Except on that one.
One hops the wall. And Cullen stays on first base. Wall ball single.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. I mean, it was over the plate, no doubt. And right now, Ohio State is just in the zone. I mean, they are just swinging freely. Because that's not a bad pitch. That's a good drop ball. It's on the lower half, but that's a better swing. She just went down and got it. Great piece of hitting there. Because that was not a bad pitch at all.
Just the second one McKenna Young has thrown today. Lottie Landmesser. She's gone deep already. It's a multi-home run game. Have a day, Lottie.
I gotta talk about Lottie here. And for any young softball player out there, this is a player who yesterday got pulled from the lineup because she really just was struggling on defense. Couldn't pick the ball up yesterday. Gets the start today, okay? And comes out and has this kind of a day. First of all, on defense, she couldn't pick it up yesterday and now has made unbelievable defensive plays and back-to-back home runs. I can't give this kid enough credit for having the mental fortitude to come back after the day she had and just let it go.
Now a bunt dropped by Izzy Neal, and she's thrown out at first for the first out of the frame.
We have some confusion here. Not sure why Penn State was hesitant the way they were, but they made a great play on defense there. It was a good bunt. Very good bunt.
Skylar Limon stands in, the center fielder. That was 1-4 on the putout on the bunt by Izzy Neal.
You know, give Penn State credit there on defense because there'd been home run and double and home run, and they were still on their toes and were playing the game. Like I said, one pitch at a time to come up and make a great play on that bunt and get an out there.
Limon drives it right to the center fielder, Lido. Played the batter well. It was hit right at her, and there are two outs.
Yeah, this has been impressive. Just on to the next pitch, right? Next pitch, and it's easier to say. All coaches talk about it, but getting your kids to really believe in it, buy in it, and do it is another story.
Hadley Parisian, a chopper to first. Gradishar takes it to the bag, and the inning is over.
Wow, I mean, this offensive display by Ohio State is really something to see. I mean, anybody that, yeah.
9-0, all Ohio State over Penn State. It's the top of the fourth inning, and we're joined by Ohio State head coach Kiran Kumar. Coach, thanks for joining us. How about the afternoon that your third baseman, Lottie Landmesser, is having? 2 home runs and a couple huge plays defensively as well.
Yeah. I think, me and her talked. She kind of struggled the last 2 games. both defensively and offensively. And, you know, I told her I know she can do it. So, and she says she can too. And sometimes it's just a belief thing. And so it's fun to see.
Hey, Coach, this is Jackie. You're getting a great start from your pitcher, Lauren. She got into trouble there a little bit in the 1 inning, and you sent your pitching coach out to talk to her. What are you telling her? What's the messaging as you try to finish this thing out?
Just keep doing what she's doing, and like just the little tweaks here and there, and let your defense help you out. And when we take care of the ball, a lot of good things happen.
Coach, thanks for joining us. Stay warm and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
It was 79 degrees on Friday night for the series opener. Now the sweatshirts and winter hats are back out. You'd never be able to tell based on Ohio State's offense. They are scorching hot today. Penn State takes over at the plate in the top of the fourth. Gradishar, Flesher, Barbonente, 4, 5, and 6 due up.
Yeah, this is just their second time through the lineup. So Lauren's doing a nice job. You'd like to see her just start right out there with a strike. She's got a 9-0 lead now. Let's just go pitch to contact, especially with the way Ohio State is picking up the ball on defense.
Pitch count is pretty good. 68 pitches now through 3+ innings.
Yeah, very manageable pitch count.
Gradishar struck out looking in the first.
Yeah, that drop ball didn't miss by much. But she's got a nice pace and a rhythm to her pitching right now.
Two-one in the air to left. Taylor Cruz comes in and makes the catch.
Yeah, good quality pitch. Just got her to mishit it. That's what you want to do. Don't have to be fancy and strike everybody out, although we'll take it if you have one of those pitchers.
Sure.
But there aren't that many of those pitchers out there. You just have to manage the situation.
Here's Frankie Flesher, the right fielder, and she slaps that one foul. Flesher, a good multi-sport athlete in high school. She played soccer and softball and actually started her athletic career at Penn State playing soccer. She was forced to retire because of an injury that prohibited her from playing soccer. So she picked up the bat and ball again and became a softball player for Penn State instead. She was a good softball and travel ball player in high school. And what a career pivot for her.
Yeah, and another great reason to play multiple sports.
Yeah, great.
I mean, I can't stress that enough. I mean, this idea that you've got to declare your sport when you're 8 years old, it's just not good, not healthy. Here you have a perfect example of it can pay off for you.
She's one of a handful of Penn State players from Ohio. Flesher is from Chesterland. Mentioned the closeness of these states, a border battle, and Ohio State has got some Pennsylvania players on its roster too.
Yeah, this is a great rivalry in sport, and they both recruit from each other's states all the time.
Flesher to left. You saw how shallow the outfield was playing. Limon, the center fielder, makes the catch. 2 outs. Tuesday, more softball live on Big Ten Plus. The Buckeyes take on Akron, and the Nittany Lions host St. Francis. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
You know, at this point in the game, Penn State just needs some base runners. They just got to get some people on. You know, sometimes if you score one, then all of a sudden the floodgates can open. And that certainly happened in this case for Ohio State, but you just got to get that first run across. And then sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, I guess we can play. We can get some good positive things happening for ourselves.
Peeled back, and the count is 1-1. Michaela Barbonente flew out in the second inning, and it looked like Penn State was going to have one of those innings back in the third. Bases loaded, nobody out. and they got nothing out of it. Couple of ground balls to third.
Yeah, I think that if this game continues the way it's going, Penn State's going to look back to that third inning with a lot of regret. That was an opportunity, an unbelievable opportunity with the right people up, and they didn't get anything across, and that was a real dagger to the heart.
This ball is laced foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Barbonente, who's got a good amount of pop in her bat. 5 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs.
Usually in each softball game, when you break it apart at the end of it and you evaluate it, there's a defining moment usually in each game. And in that case, I think the third inning was the defining moment for Penn State.
Rip and a miss, strike 3. Lauren Boutte strikes out Barbonente, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ohio State in the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, and we're joined by Penn State head coach Clarissa Crowell. Coach, we've seen a lot of momentum swings in this series. What are you feeling about the weekend at this point?
Yeah, I think overall it's been a good weekend for our team. I think obviously, this game's not going the way that we would like it to go, and it just comes down to we just have to execute at a higher level from a pitching standpoint. But you know what, I have a lot of faith in our offense. We put up a lot of runs yesterday and scored 10 runs in an inning. So right now, when we get the bats, we just got to pass the bats, not make it too big, and just fight our way back into this thing. Yeah,
I was going to ask a question about that, Coach. I know it can be tough when you're down 9, what the messaging is.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how what you've done early plays into what you're experiencing now.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we have a great offensive team, right? And I trust in our bats, and right now we need them to step up. And we had some opportunities a couple innings ago and just didn't get that big hit. But the next time we get up, I put full faith in them, and we're going to find a way to scrap and get the job done. But yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you doing this, Coach. Thanks a lot. Good luck the rest of the way.
Sure. Yep, everybody watching back home, appreciate you all. We are.
Our thanks to Clarissa Crowell for joining us.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm telling you, I've been there, and that's tough. But she is such a positive coach. And, I've been nothing but impressed with her players, the way they're just staying in this. You wouldn't know they were down 9, and that's a key. When you look at them, you would not know that they're down 9 runs, and that's a real testament to her and her staff for being able to be playing the way they're playing right now, given the scoreboard.
It's gotten very windy here at Buckeye Field. Abby Wilhelm, the batter. You can see McKenna Young's hair and ribbons blowing in the breeze here as she gets ready for her 1-0 offering. I do want to go back to Coach Crowell a little bit. We talked to her last week, and she's very proud about the Pennsylvania ties to the university, of course. Wants her team to play like the people of the state of Pennsylvania, a blue-collar mentality and work ethic. And in January, right as the season was about to get underway, they took a trip to Philadelphia, did the big touristy things, of course visited the Rocky statue, and actually took boxing classes. And they watched a series of the Rocky movies on the bus to and from Philadelphia. And Clarissa Crowell saying she thinks her team is like Rocky and wants to embrace kind of the Rocky story of humble beginnings and never giving up and never bowing your head even when you're down in some cases like they are today.
Yeah, absolutely love that. And I think each Big Ten campus is so unique and offers so many opportunities to do cool stuff with your team. And certainly when you think of the state of Pennsylvania, you think of toughness. And she talks about fighters fighting. And it certainly is what her team's about. And of course, obviously, I'm a fan of the Rocky movies, but I think assuming the identity of your school is important as a player, because you come from all over the country, but you're playing at Penn State.
Abby Wilhelm in the air to center field. Natalie Lito runs it down for the first out. Word is they got to Rocky 4 or 5 over the course of the trip, which is pretty good.
which is very good. I remember playing the Rocky movie for my team once, and I was super excited about it. Looked back and everybody had fallen asleep. And I was like, oh boy. Because there's such great movies. I mean, who doesn't love a good Rocky movie? But I think it goes to just, instilling that mentality of no matter how the game is going, we're going to be tough-minded players. And if you want to play at Penn State, you got to assume that persona, if you will. No snowflakes at Penn State. So it's pretty cool. And I know each head coach in the Big Ten, I know all the coaches, and each school is so great and have their own unique things to do in those states.
Cruz. This one stays in the yard. Caught by Brianna Hannick left.
Well, it's great to get those 2 quick outs. It's just what Penn State needed to get off the field and get back into the dugout and see if they can score some runs. We're going to have to talk about the importance of them scoring next inning. Gives me an opportunity to talk about the dumbest rule in softball.
Oh my goodness.
The dumbest rule ever created in softball.
Chopper foul by Sammy Buick.
Which is the 8-run rule. I mean, who has a rule that's been in place since the 80s with today's offenses? I mean, surely we could all agree we could go to 12 runs. I mean, nobody wants the game to end. We got a full stadium, we got a beautiful day, but the game will end if Penn State can't figure out a way to score.
Why did they settle on 8? That seems like an arbitrary number.
Because when that rule was in effect, 8, you didn't score 8 in a week. I mean, every game was 1-0. ERAs were under 0.5 in those days. And I don't want to date myself, but I've read some almanacs. So it's just not that I've lived it.
Buick grounds to second. Michaela Barbarente throws her out, and it's a 1-2-3 4th inning. We go to the 5th. Penn State needs a couple to extend this game. Top 10 in the Big Ten. Ohio State and Penn State part of a logjam of teams at 9-8, 8-9, or somewhere in between. That's why winning this series, we talked about this at the start, so important for whoever comes out on top today.
Yeah, super important, especially because Ohio State has a gauntlet their last 2 series. They've got Oregon and Washington. And Penn State, they still got a tough road too, but super important to make the top 12 because only the 12 make the tournament.
Madison Seidel takes inside from Lauren Boutte. Penn State finishes at Illinois and then against Nebraska. Nebraska, as you saw a moment ago, in the mix for the Big Ten regular season title. Just 1 loss in conference play.
Yeah, and they have one of the best pitchers in the country, and Jordy Ball Fromm. And boy, she's something special to watch. So you get a great crowd as well. Anytime she takes the mound, people come from all over to watch her. So it'll be an exciting series for them.
Ground ball to short. A little bit low on the throw from Wilhelm, but it's picked out by Estrada. And again, you can't say this enough, just the night and day difference in how sharp Ohio State's defense has played today.
Well, Estrada picking that ball that is not easy. You can see that big smile on her face. She knows, got away with one there, because that was really a bad throw in the dirt, and she made her shortstop look good there.
Natalie Lido with a fly ball that barely leaves the infield. It's caught by Buick off second. And just like that, Penn State down to its final out because of the run rule. Yeah,
that's a shame there, too. I would have liked Penn State to see more pitches there, just given the situation. It's exactly what Lauren Boutte wanted, though, a 1-pitch out. I mean, that's exactly what she wanted. To get a 1-pitch out is huge, and Penn State's down to its last out here.
Boutte gets Kaylee Walters in the 9-hole here. Boutte, turning her season around at the right time. She threw 5 innings yesterday. That was her second longest outing of the season. Had a good start on last Sunday in Ann Arbor. And on the verge of throwing a complete game shutout here.
Yeah, if they can get this kind of performance out of Boutte moving forward, that's really going to bode well. But honestly, the story of this game is Ohio State's defense, and that really set up everything else.
Strike called, it's 2-1.
But she went sideways there just for a second, and the pitching coach came right out, reminded her of a few things, and she settled right in and got right back to work.
Game really turned on an inning-ending double play turned by third baseman Lottie Landmesser with the bases loaded.
Yeah, if I was given a game ball, Lottie Landmaster would get it. Just number one, her failure recovery from yesterday to today was so impressive. And it really just set the tone for the whole game.
Not only that, she's homered twice. This is a player who had 4 home runs this season coming in and had 4 career home runs as well. The junior did not have a home run in her career before this season, and she has a multi-home run day today.
Yeah, you talk about the $1 million conversation that Coach Kumar had with her. I mean, we'd like to find out the details of that and bottle it up.
Slap to Landmesser, and how appropriate. She accounts for the final out of the game. An all-around effort for Ohio State today. 9-0, they run rule Penn State and take the series.
Well, it just was so appropriate that she get to make the last out. Yep, it's tough for Penn State to end the series this way. I know they're disappointed, but I know they're gonna recover and get ready for their next series. I don't have any doubt in that, and Ohio State as well. They've got work to do, but certainly winning the series at home is what you